Valve put out?
No, absolutely not.
No?
You're talking. Wait, no. Team Fortress
How
2,
long has
first of
Valve
all,
been around?
a long time. They can't, dude. Half-Life 1 was 1998. Half-Life 1 was 1998, and then they made
Okay, but that's
Steam.
still within 30 years, right?
Team Fortress 2, or so Team Fortress 1, to give you perspective, was a mod. It was a mod made for Half-Life. It was a mod
Oh,
that, and so was Counter Strike, dude. Counter Strike was a mod for Half Life, and then, dude, Valve are geniuses in my opinion. Old Valve, and I mean that's still Gabe. I'm sure that they're in many ways a different company now, but Gabe and those other guys high up are still there. And back in the day, they saw all this creativity. Left 4 Dead was a mod. Well, actually, okay, let me rephrase. Left 4 Dead was a mod base, but they were making a whole game. But when Valve came in, they made Left 4 Dead totally better. Like it was just lackluster before, trust me. I've watched the side by sides. That's why when Back 4 Blood came out, it was very lackluster because it's not just shooting zombies is good, but all the other stuff around it is because Valve they gave them the support and were like, "Hey, how about you do this? Maybe this would work better than that. This part isn't working. Let's scrap that." They are geniuses, in my opinion. I made a whole paper about this. I actually wrote a paper about Valve like the night before it was due, and then my teacher, it was at Ringling. It was my when I because I minored in business, and I don't even remember what prompt was, but it was basically about good business sense shit. And I was talked about how that they made a market. They brought in, they would just buy, so they made Half Life. A bunch of people made cool mods, and they're like, hey, how about you come work for us? And we'll take this idea, we'll give you funding, we'll give you some guidance as people who have made games for years, and you can really bring what you're trying to do to life with all of those resources. And then they fucking do. Team Fortress was originally a mod for Half Life. Team Fortress 2 is them taking all of that. Because it was literally before it was just like, generic ass guys who are just like, fit the Half Life models and are like, the medic was just like a dude with a helmet and goggles and he had a plus sign on his shoulder. But Half-Life or Team Fortress 2's character designs to this day are masterclass in silhouette design, in distinctive reading, in like making something very stylized and its own, but also not exactly. It's cartoony, but it's not childish. I can't remember his name, but the guy who did all the character designs for Team Fortress 2 is like not even a video game guy. He's a masterclass character designer for Pixar, for Disney, for just like he has his own art that he does, that he did way before any of those guys hired him, because they hired him because he was a fucking master. And anyway, I'm just going off on a rant, but it's yeah, it was originally a mod. Team Fortress 2 is not that old. It was 2007. It was the same thing with Portal. Portal, the original Portal was literally like a handful of, I think it was 3 or 4 students. It was their video game senior project for college, and that they collaborated on. And Valve was like, "This shit is an excellent idea. How about we hire you?" And they made Portal. And Portal was amazing. Literally one of my favorite games of all time. And then Valve's like, okay, did well. It was just like a little bite-sized 3 to 4 hour game. How about we really give you a chunk of change now? We'll give you the funding to make something bigger. And they made Portal 2. Literally my favorite game of all time. I mean, I love so many games, but Portal 2 is so special to me. I fucking love that game. It is just excellent in every single way, in my opinion, top to bottom. And I think that those kids had a lot of great ideas, but I think Valve is what made it like full fruition, because they're able to critique and make something more than it was before. Like take an idea, really run with it, and then give you the funding to make it happen. So that said, Team Fortress 2 was not one of their first games. No, it was a thing that they supported and built up from a modding community,
well, that's awesome.
and then made
And I
money
feel
on
like
it.
that's part of what it should be now. Like it's like it started being a collaborative effort. Like I feel
Hmm.
like we as consumers should have some say in what is and isn't acceptable when
I
it
mean,
comes to a
yeah, you should
product.
have some opinion, but if you if you give the masses too much say, JP, have you fucking seen the internet? I mean, people, even just the people that talk in Arc Raiders that are like, dude, this game should have a PvE only mode. Everybody wants it, bro. And it's like, no, that would.
No, but there's a loud vocal majority in that
But
space that
but
is
they aren't
saying
fucking.
no.
But no, it's not a vocal majority. Honestly, if you looked at Reddit, it's the vocal majority appears to be saying that it should be the case, in my
I don't see
opinion.
that.
I see it in the Arc Raider subreddit, and then Arc Raider Circle Jerk is the opposite. It's like the yin to the yang.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I
But
follow Magic the Circle Jerk too. It's just I love
Magic the
communities
Circle
that
Jerk
have
has
a.
gotten
I
toxic
love.
for me. I don't follow that.
I like having Circle Jerk communities on things that I love.
Some
That
work,
keeps me
some
on the
Circle
level.
Jerk communities are great, and some suck. Gaming Circle, I think it's just Game Circle Jerk is the best one in my opinion. They worship Don Cheadle, and they shit on racist and misogynist and shit. And I fucking love Gaming Circle Jerk.
That's great.
Arc Raider Circle Jerk I enjoy too. I think it's a little bit black and white sometimes for some people. I feel like I like the PvE aspect and I like the PvP, but I feel like Circle Jerk has more good points than the other side for sure. People that are saying the game should be like, these are not game. I don't care if it's a vocal majority. If a lot of people online have a idea and everybody in the community wants it, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good idea. Sometimes, yes, you should listen to the community in the sense that you should hear their pleas. That doesn't mean that their pleas are always correct. And
I understand
they
that.
do not know
fully.
how making a video game works.
Always no, but if there is that much of a vocal majority, it's
Then
like,
they
do
should
you want
find a
your
new
game to
game
succeed?
sometime. I
Do
mean,
you-
I don't know. Again, you can't give people too much. If you give people
They're
a good
only
example
speaking
of
for
giving
every
it-
one comment online. Also, there's 10 other people playing the game who are perfectly happy and have their own opinions that are not being voiced.
Oh,
Like, I do feel like the numbers are a little skewed in certain directions where it's just like, yeah, you can listen to all the hate, but honestly, it's like if you get 100 hate comments, there's 1,000 people playing this game that are fucking enjoying it that just don't leave reviews. I'm one of those people. The only game that I've ever left a genuine review on was Kingdom Come Deliverance 1.
But if you don't leave reviews, how do they hear you then? They only hear the negative. So here's a good example
I can
of
still
if
have
you
an
just
opinion.
I know, but if they don't hear your opinion. If they
No,
like
they don't.
the people, do you remember when Mountain Dew was like, we're gonna make a new flavor and we're gonna let the internet decide the name of that flavor? You know what the winning majority vote was? Hitler did nothing wrong. That's why you don't give the majority vote a fucking say. Because it doesn't really mean anything on the internet, man. You should hear it, you should listen to it in the sense that you should consider what they're saying. Doesn't mean that you should just listen to whatever the majority of people want. There's some critical thinking that needs to be involved. And especially with video games, because even though that's kind of like a little apples to oranges as a comparison to people saying what they want in a video game, I just sometimes I see so many bad takes that are super popular that I'm like, that would be terrible for this game, whether it's Ark or something else. I mean, lots of stuff. I feel like these people have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. This would not be a good idea.
But a lot of it's like bots and shit. Like the internet has come so far to a point where it's like you really cannot trust a lot of what you see online. You have to take things with a grain of salt.
Well,
you have to
it's
understand
always
that like a lot of these opinions are fabricated. And I think that a lot more people are getting better and better at seeing things for what they are because AI is on the rise and stuff.
I mean, dude.
It's
you
just
have so much more faith in me because
I do.
I don't think people are getting any smarter at it at all.
I think people are genuinely good though. Like no matter how dumb they are, like people don't want to be shitty.
Yeah,
like there's nobody that wants to go out of their way.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've become more and more nihilistic in the world that I live in every day.
Bro, I am a cynic through and through. I like, honest to God, when it comes to any fucking one thing, I am probably the most cynical person you'll ever
You're
gonna
definitely
meet.
more
I
cynical
don't,
than I am typically.
I don't trust anybody. I don't fucking believe anything I hear. I don't, like, until that thing is told to me over and over and you genuinely show me that you care and that you, like, have a strong opinion about one thing or the other and you don't contradict yourself over time, like, that is the only thing that really grounds me. And I don't know, I feel like being as much of a cynic as I am, I do choose to believe that people are inherently good and they want
Yeah.
to, they you know, they don't go out of their way to shit on other people, especially online, where it's like
you
you're
lost me there.
I mean, well,
People
okay,
absolutely do.
I know that they do,
And
but
they
those
think
aren't
that
the type
it
of
makes them
people
feel
that
good.
have this people with mental illness. Like, it's
No.
not.
I think even people that are good people are different online, including my fucking self, by the way. This shit, I mean, let's a little self-reflection.
agree.
The shit that I say when I
I've
get
been a
angry in a
troll.
video game, I would never say in real life. Well, I'm not even trolling. I'm just fucking angry. But even when you're, Game Grumps said this best. I feel sometimes you need the threat of being punched in the face. And in real
Yeah.
life, if you say some of this shit a lot of this shit that people say online, including things that I have said in my own rages at video games and multiplayer video games, you would get fucking punched in the face. And sometimes in the animosity and knowing that you aren't gonna get punched in the face because this person is
Gives
wherever,
you a lot more security
Yeah.
to say whatever the fuck you were gonna want to say to
and if
somebody.
people just had the threat of getting punched in the face more, I feel like we would all be better people. But the internet has made people forget what it's like to think you might get fucking punched in the face.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
people need that fear again, man. We all do.
I agree.
People are way too ballsy with the shit that they say. It's fucking ridiculous. And like I said, I can't say that I'm
Honestly,
not
even
part of
still with
that.
like hundreds of thousands of comments and downvotes and whatever else you're gonna metric out to be whatever, it could be one person with 1,000 accounts who's
But that's-
botting just
yeah,
to
but that's
hate
just how
on
it
something.
is. But
No, it is.
not everybody
but
knows
like,
that.
can you really look at a
Sucks.
real? Can you look at any metric and determine that like whatever percentage of it could be false? Could just be people hate bombing the shit out of something.
I mean, anybody that has critical thinking, sure, but I'm not saying that people aren't inherently good, but people are inherently fucking stupid, JP.
You think
and that is
I-
100%
but people
true.
people on the board of these fucking conglomerates, you think they're
Dude,
like,
what about this recent McDonald's thing, right? Where he like eats the burger and stuff. Who do you
Yeah.
think thought that was a good idea? Who was like, let's put our
him
CEO
probably?
Exactly, and he's surrounded by a bunch of stupid yes men that don't think critically and say, hey, maybe this doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what he did, even if he took a big bite or whatever, you know, and he actually looked like he liked it, people would be like, look at this smug fucking asshole. No matter
Yeah.
what, that was stupid, and somebody should have said, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But
I
nobody
agree.
did. Even if somebody had that thought, they didn't say it. Because people
Well, you know
are
what?
stupider than you
Honestly,
think
I
because
feel
they're
like a
self-serving.
lot of these people need to be publicly shamed. I think you should be shamed for having a bad product and overpricing
Yeah.
your shit and whatever else. Like, it's
But
the world
public
is in
shame
such a
doesn't
volatile
matter
place
anymore, I
for
feel.
you, for anybody to be trying to take advantage of regular people. I feel like it should be openly
Everybody's
shamed
being
and
taken
fucking.
advantage of, and some people, half of this country is being taken advantage of, and they
I think
fucking
all of the
love
hate
it.
bombing comes from a place that originates in a real feeling. I don't
Yeah,
feel like
but-
people just go out of their way to hate bomb shit just to do it just because they feel like they're a bigger person after sending a comment or leaving a review or whatever.
People have been bullies since the beginning of time, and people are
I
bullies,
know
JP,
that
because
that's
they
a
want
fact.
to feel
I know
bigger.
that people do that. I'm
They
not
want to
saying
feel
that
bigger
there's
than others.
there's not hundreds of thousands of these people out there doing that though. There's
Yes,
there's
there
people
is.
No, I don't
Do
think
you
so.
know how many people are alive on this planet, and you think 100,000 of them aren't bullies?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
100,000 at least.
Would a
of the
bully
people
go
on
out of
Earth.
their way to fucking take time out of their day to leave a hateful review on something 100 times?
Yes. Absolutely yes. People do it. Have you seen the whole? Okay, House of the. Did you follow A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and this whole controversy that happened where the 5th episode, the second to last, where he had the fight and stuff and Baelor died or has the skull crushing at the end? It had such a high rating that it was breaking the Breaking Bad Osmodeus episode record of being the only 10 out of 10 on IMDb. Did you hear about this? It's stupid as hell, so I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. But did you not hear about this?
No.
Breaking Bad, Osmodeus. Excellent episode, by the way. One of the greatest episodes of all time, which is why it was a 10 out of 10 on IMDb. As a Breaking Bad fan, I love it. But then, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms had an episode that had so many good ratings that it was rivaling it. So Breaking Bad fans brigaded A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and started just putting a fuck ton of 1-star reviews on it just because they wanted Breaking Bad's episode to still be higher rated. And then Night of the Seven Kingdoms fans did the opposite and went over to Osmodeus and brought its rating down, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And now
but this is all just a learning experience for everyone.
It's not a
It's
learning
like, yeah, we all
experience,
lose.
JP.
Great.
No, nobody learned anything, and you know it. People
You
have
don't
done
think
this. No, I absolutely don't think so. People have done this shit for years. This is just probably the most prominent recent example that came to my brain. But people do that shit all the time. People brigade stuff just because they love to hate. People love to be negative. So you know why on the nightly news on Fox News and whatever everything is car crashes and terrorists and so somebody did a graph of like here's all of the causes of death in the general population of people on the world for the past 50 years. And here is the causes of death that are reported on the nightly news. And it's like literally 0.3% are fucking terrorism. 0.10%, like 0.58, whatever, I don't know the stat, but it was a very insignificant number, are murder, or homicide, or suicide. How much of that percentage do you think gets shown on the nightly news? Because negative news gets views, it gets clicks, it keeps people engaged, and positive news doesn't. So as a result, people are more negative because that's what gets engagement. Twitter pays you for engagement. The more people that like your post, more people that share your post, or just comment on it, even if they hate your post. Commenting on your post because of how much they hate it gets you money. So people now purposefully post things that they know are going to make people upset, and that goes to the same things for YouTube and to a degree Reddit. People do rage bait because rage bait makes money, and that is the case everywhere now.
All you need the whole landscape.
All you need is eyeballs on your thing to make money. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad. It just matters that they're fucking responding and that they're watching. And they're engaging in it.
I think for everyone, I don't know.
People engage with things when you're angry. You are like 10 times more likely to engage in something than if you just like it. I guarantee
it's not necessarily like a 1-to-1 or anything. Like,
no, it's like a 1 to 10.
I know, but I don't know.
And it sucks. I hate it, but it's absolutely the way the human brain works. Because psychologically, right? Things that are good don't have as much of an impact on your life as things that are bad. If something like literally evolutionarily, if something is a threat, if you consider something a threat to you physically or to your way of life, to the things that you consider you hold dear and blah, 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 and things that made you and you succeeded in the sense that you were able to grow old enough and reproduce and have kids and make another generation, because that's all that life forms are programmed to do. You think that the things that got you here are the right things, and therefore things that aren't that are wrong and aren't the right way. So kids these days and blah blah blah, and it's not that there's anything, but Juvenoia is the name of that. It's like you can literally read things from the like the 900s or whatever it was, like 1100 CE, where people are like, man, these kids are all reading fucking books these days. Back in the day, we just worked the fields and we fucking figured it out. And all these books, man, fucking bullshit. And it's like, now it's the opposite. It's like, man, no one reads books anymore. Everybody's playing their video games and looking at their phone. And it's just a cycle. Not to say that there isn't. We're definitely accelerating, and I mean, social media objectively is fucking terrible. And I feel like we're. But again, maybe I'm just blinded by it too. You know? But
Yeah.
people need to be fucking bored sometimes to be creative. Like, I was bored all the time, that's why I love to draw. And it's like, I worry about myself now. I used to be able to read books, JP. I could read like a Harry Potter book in fucking 2 days, man. And now I can't finish a book, no matter how interested I am in it, because there's just entertainment at my fingertips. And I try to be aware of that shit, but we just all live in this now. So, I don't know, I got lost in what I'm saying.
I know. That's okay. And to
Bullshit.
go back to your point where, you get bored and you want something that sparks creativity. Like, that's the reason Kenshi exists. One of my favorite games of all time.
Kind of fill in but you could be more creative by reading a book possibly, or drawing something, or any of that shit. Being able to just play video games on my phone or wherever, it's not necessarily good.
I'm just saying, like, the developer of that game was like, dude, I hate all games. They all suck. I want to make something new. I want to make something that absolutely does not give a shit about you, wants to kick your ass, and then you overcome. I want to see something like that. I want to build a world that doesn't ever give a fuck about you or what you're doing at any given moment until you're something. And then that's something that he put into development. It took him, 10 years of his life or whatever, and then he fucking pumped it out, and they continue to work on it. I know that their team is like less than 10 people, and he now has a studio where they're working on Kenshi 2, and I want to see more of that. I'm way less interested in what Bethesda doing nowadays versus what other places are doing.
I feel like
all
Starfield
these-
was a miss, but man, you can't take from Todd Howard that he is fucking passionate and he believes in what he's doing.
He's passionate,
Starfield
of course,
is a
about
miss.
money.
No, man, he loves the games.
He does,
He
but
absolutely does.
he answers to other people. He's not in charge
I
of
don't know.
everything
I mean,
all the time.
I don't know if anything's different with. Maybe things are a little different with being owned by Microsoft. I can't attribute to that.
Todd Howard is also not the person who invented Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Like
He was a big part of the 1 and 2, though.
He's a big part, but
He
he
was there
has
since the first games.
he has his own vision for what these things need to be. And that is not the original vision of what they were and what was provided at the time.
But he was game lead on Morrowind, man. He was everything that you love about Elder Scrolls, for sure. He was
That's
the
true.
lead on everything that you love about Bethesda games. Fallout 3 is my favorite. Still the
Then
most
why
special
aren't
to
we
me.
getting more of that? Why did Skyrim take so much away from what made those games amazing?
Because sometimes streamlining is good, and I don't think
Yeah.
that everything
So I
that they
hope
did
they
was
took
good,
all that
but they
fucking
did.
money after they sold Skyrim to everybody 10 different times.
Hey man,
and
I don't know.
put it-
It's funny. It's a funny meme, but I mean, we're the ones that bought it. I don't know what to tell you.
I didn't
If
buy
it didn't
10
sell
times.
it,
I'm just saying, like,
Come
I
How
may
many
have
times
bought
did
it
you
at
buy
least
Skyrim?
2 or 3 times, not 10.
that's it.
I bought it
I
on
didn't
the
buy it
Switch.
10, but
I may have bought it. I don't even know if I own it on the Switch, but I'm
all
gonna
right.
assume
I bought
that
it
I
for
might have.
Xbox 360 when it came out. I got it
have
for
a physical
PlayStation
disc.
4.
I got it
definitely
for the computer, and
I got
probably got
Skyrim
it for the
VR.
Switch.
I got it for Skyrim, so I got it for PlayStation 4 with the Anniversary Edition. I got it for Skyrim VR, that's 3. I definitely got it on my Switch, that's 4. And I got it on my computer, that's 5. I mean,
So take all that
if
fucking
people
money
pay for
and
it, then-
give me something that I'm gonna want to play for the next 10 years, because that's how long it's gonna take you to make whatever the next thing is, plus.
Well, what you're
Like,
gonna
you-
want to play for the next 10 years is a subjective thing, and what they make might not be. Not everybody loves the same shit.
If they give me the story and the lore and everything, if they stay true to who they are, then yes, I will.
Fallout
Skyrim
4
was
had
not a
great
bad
lore,
game.
man. Skyrim had great lore too. Skyrim built a lot of great
Absolutely it
lore.
did.
Some of the game
It
systems
built
are where
a
it got
ton
dumbed
of
down.
great lore.
But you're talking about
But-
lore right now, and lore was excellent.
The lore was excellent,
It dumbed
but the
down some game
gameplay
mechanics. Yeah.
was not there.
No,
I
the
felt like
gameplay
it
was
was
there.
so-
It was just
it
dumbed
was-
down.
It was
But it's
streamlined
there.
as hell, and it became unenjoyable after a while for me. Like, I got to a point where I was like, I don't enjoy playing. There's no reason for
I
me
think
to
you
boot up
put in.
this game.
I think you put in enough time with Skyrim that that's a fair enough amount of time for it to feel like.
I
to
agree.
boot up anything.
And you know, like, that's one of those things where, like, yeah, of course. I mean, the game is old as fuck. Like, at
It's
this
an
point.
excellent game, man. I know that it's a little
Excellent.
dumbed down compared to Oblivion. Yes, it does. Things have to change, though, man. If it was the same thing, you would complain about it like it's Pokemon. You would complain
Why
about
do
it like
they
it's
have to
Pokemon.
change?
You would say that it's like Pokemon and it never changes.
Why does Pokemon have to change? You had the perfect
You
formula.
just said that they've released the same game like 10 times and people still pay for it because it's slop.
So why does I'm
It has
that's
to
what I'm
evolve.
complaining about is I don't want Elder Scrolls to become slop.
But you're complaining that it's not changing.
No.
That
it's
or that it's changing too much,
regressing.
rather, and you're complaining that
It didn't change
Pokemon
at all.
is changing.
You gave me
It-
everything I could do in all those other games. You didn't add anything new other than aesthetic.
I feel like Bethesda always tries to add stuff that's new. Fallout
Hmm.
4 and whether or not I enjoy it, I don't like base building, but some people fucking loved base building and it was new.
Of course.
It was something
And you
new
know
to
what?
the thing.
Power to them. Honest to God, like, that was one thing that I can say, like, you know, if people truly enjoy that stuff, give them the option, and they
It's-
sure did.
It's also
they
just
did.
another example of you asking, like, you were saying that everything's being dumbed down to be more streamlined to open audiences, rather than, like, focus on the things that a niche market might really, really enjoy. And a niche market really enjoys base building, for example.
Yeah.
And they just went in on it, man. And they
And they
were
can
like,
go
"We're
for
gonna
that
focus
on
this."
Fallout 76. That's what that game was designed for. Fallout 4. Like, you want
Well,
to go
that's
all
not
in
the
on
same
that? That's
game team.
fine.
That's a different team.
Doesn't matter. It's the same fucking company.
Yeah, but you're talking about, like, the games that they make, and that's not Bethesda per se. That's ZeniMax.
It is. They fucking tout
Bethesda.
their name on the opening scene. Like,
Yeah, as the
yes,
publisher.
it is Bethesda.
But I'm just telling you, it's not the same game team. It is not the same developers. It is not like the
But they're
literal
confident enough
people.
to put their name on it and put
Well,
their
yeah,
name
it's
on
part
the
of their
line
brand. It's
or
absolutely
whatever.
part of their
Yeah,
brand.
of course,
I'm-
right?
You're just
Like,
talking about this team needs to innovate, and it's a different team. It's not
Okay.
the same game developers. But yeah, they tout it as part of the Bethesda brand, 100%. It's just not Bethesda GameWorks.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know I have some out there opinions about what what I like and what I don't like.
Well, it's
But
not exactly out there. I like to counter. Cat fucking hates me for it. Well, she doesn't hate
I'm
me
all
for it.
for
But
competitive
Cat,
conversation.
how I
it's
am,
not
I
that
am
we're
a devil's
competing or
advocate
anything.
at heart.
No, of
I am
course, and I
always the
like to do
person
that
that's
too.
finding the other side about it, and to some degree, I'm just a debater, too,
So you're a good person.
as my mom
like
would
you,
say.
You,
But I like
you're
to.
not
Sometimes
somebody-
I just like to sing the songs of the people that aren't being heard, whether or not I necessarily agree with them. And
I know.
I just think.
I think it's healthy to have
What?
these conversations and these opinions.
Okay, well, Kat said I sounded pretentious. But I am just saying that I feel like, for example, the people that are like Highguard, I don't fucking love the game, man. I didn't play the game. I don't know. I just feel like everybody's too negative, and someone needs to come to, like, Maybe let's just think about how we're just all on a bandwagon
You
just
know
to
what?
hate this
I
thing.
feel like after 25 years of gaming, the bar has been set to a certain level, and if you're gonna tout a game as being the highlight of the biggest event of the year, and then not have a single fucking social media post of any fucking thing. The game doesn't even have its own website, doesn't have anything to
Did
give
you consider
other
that
than
they
the
had
initial...
they might have had more marketing that they canceled because of how everybody got so negative about it
No,
immediately after the
I
showcase?
don't.
And they're
No,
like, maybe
I
if
don't.
we lie low.
Because this game should have been announced prior to its official, not even announced before its official announcement, but just like the day you are going to fucking announce your game as the highlight of the biggest thing of the year, you better drop a fuckload of stuff. You need to lore dump me. You need to have a website. You have to have transmedia where you're like, this needs to tie to this. Make me go down a rabbit hole. Make me interested in what this game is. What does this game have to offer me? What do I need to do to connect with this? There was nothing on that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And you know what happened? They dropped 40 videos on YouTube in a single day after like 3 weeks of nothing after the game was announced.
I think that they were scared because of how poor the announcement response was.
I don't think so at all.
I think they were just like, I think they were
You're
like,
dealing
maybe
with
if we lay
millions.
low.
No, Austin, no. You don't understand. This is like, there are millions of dollars getting thrown around on these games. And for 1 second for you to think that they would have been hesitant to post something online on social media, that should have been the first fucking thing that they did if they wanted to get any amount of interaction, any amount of approval.
But they
You
don't
can
want
receive all the
interaction if
hate.
it's all negative.
You can see, even if you get negative reaction, all press is good press. You want to get the
Clearly
word
not.
out about what the game is. No, they gave nothing, Austin.
It was
You-
all
they-
negative press.
Can you
And that's
imagine
why they
if they
closed
would have
down.
just said, yeah, the horse is generated off of mana and mana comes from Yggdrasil? Boom. You would have had way better of a response. Absolutely. You need to
I'm not
ground
somebody that would have cared
exactly-
about that.
Are you fucking kidding me? I feel like the reason that game failed was because it had no face like Concord. It was just generic bullshit that nobody could connect with, that everybody was like, what the fuck is this? You can't compare apples to oranges, really. Like Overwatch and Concord. It's like Overwatch has a stylized official thing that everybody connects with, and you have multimedia to support it. You have everything for everyone who
not when
could
it came
want
out.
to entertain the game on any level. If I wanted to connect with the game on any level at all, you need to invest 15 minutes of your time up front before you can even enter a game. Why
15
would that
minutes,
not fail?
Lots of fucking tutorial games. Lots of games have a necessarily annoying 15-minute tutorial, including lots of games that I've loved. Have an annoying fucking tutorial that I have to do, and I hate it.
Absolutely.
Even Dying
However,
Light, as I
those
recall,
games also have a fucking story, a network.
Lots of games don't have a story.
something. Are you kidding me? Every
Yeah,
game
lots
has
of-
to have a story.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. Even Kenshi is like, here's the world, here is like little bits of it that you can find. Make your own story. Like make your
What
own
about
like
Balatro?
whatever.
Balatro's not a game with a story, and it won Game of the Year.
It doesn't that's different. I
Is
feel
it?
like
It's a
that-
game.
It's a card
And you
game.
said all game, but you said all games.
All games, yeah. So Balatro, like you initially, you know exactly what it is. The game explains itself to you, like right up front. It's like, yeah, it's a card game.
I'm
can
sure that
play a
that
card
15
game with
minutes is
anybody.
explaining to you what the game is. That 15 minutes is what it's doing. It's trying to explain
Yeah,
to
but
you
it's
what the game is.
what it's doing is it's supporting this idea that gamers are so fucking dumb that you have to be told for 3 minutes how to hit a rock to get this thing to open a chest. We've been playing games
Pokemon's
for
like-
30 years.
But you're
I
not the
know
target
Pokemon
audience.
is.
Lots of people, you want a game to be
How am I
played
not
by
the
a
target
9-year-old.
audience for a new FPS?
Because you're fucking 30, dude.
What?
I'm just telling you, they are trying to like. I want you to be able to be somebody that's played FPS all their life, but everybody wants
There
to
are
also market to the
70-year-olds
people that have
playing
never
Arma
played
still.
FPS. There's people that are, but Call of Duty 4 was a lot of people's first shooting game, for example. Halo was a lot of people's first shooting game. You shouldn't just assume that everybody in 2001, or no, it came out in 2000. You can't just assume everybody's played Wolfenstein. Everybody's
But
played
are you
Doom.
fucking kidding me? You can't give the player the option to be like, I'm good. I know how to fucking shoot things. I know how to hit a rock.
I know how to shoot things, but the game I'm sure has unique mechanics that you have to be taught.
No, it doesn't.
Ark
It's
had unique mechanics that had to be taught.
like what?
Like how to loot things and how to salvage shit.
No.
Yeah, and how
go
you're
to the
gonna
box
die.
and hit E.
Dude, you need
It
to be
prompts
taught the
you.
thing about the game. You need to be taught things about the game. If
No,
you didn't, people
I-
would be upset. Game Grumps is well known for like Aaron be like, dude, the fucking game. He'll skip the tutorial,
But
and
that's
it's kind
what
of
makes
a bit.
gaming good.
But
Is
he'll
it
skip
not?
the.
Is it
No.
not like trial and error, like figuring out how to
Not for
solve
everybody,
a
no.
problem?
Dude, when you can't
love
figure out a.
Portal 2. You said that's your favorite game of all time.
I do
Does that
love
game
Portal.
tell you how
Yes.
to achieve
It teaches you.
goals?
Yes, it does, in a very
Yeah, of
innovative
course.
and engaging
But in
way.
like the first 2 seconds? You
No, like
shoot
it
this,
takes,
you
like,
shoot that, you walk through here, you go there.
I would say
game
that it
over.
takes at least 20 minutes to get the full wrap, and then even then it'll throw it. Well, maybe not Portal 1's first 20
And you
minutes.
know what? It
and
has
then
a story
Portal 2 throws
the
new
entire
shit at
time
you.
from start to finish. Even during the tutorial, I'm sure the fucking AI is talking to you. I haven't played Portal 2
Yeah,
myself, but I'm
I
just
would say
saying,
that
like,
that's
well,
Portal 2 is a
part
little
of
different.
what
but
keeps you
Portal 1
invested through that period of time, right?
Portal 2 has a lot more personality than Portal. Portal 1 has a lot of personality, but
I'm just
it's
saying.
because Valve did a
my
good job.
point is
The original game
hook,
did not.
The initial hook is not there. You
I-
need to be able to keep somebody's attention with something other than just a flashy light, and like you being able to, like, good animations can be great. They could be A+ tier all day long. If I don't have a reason to be doing what I'm doing, why the fuck am I going to be invested in this game? Why am I going to want to continue to smash the rock when all I get is another 30 minutes of not seeing another person, when that's the only other interaction I get out of the game?
What I'm saying is you put too much investment in story, and a game doesn't necessarily need story, it needs good game mechanics. If a game is a fun game mechanic and a good gameplay loop,
Okay.
I don't fucking care about the story. The game
No,
itself
I'm
has
just
to
saying-
be good.
I'm
Story
just
doesn't
saying,
matter.
The game,
Unless it's a
game
story
loop
narrative-based game.
gameplay and game loop need to be prioritized. However,
Story
there needs
is
to
not
be
as important.
yes, it is. There needs to be some form of backdrop
If
that
it's
the
an
player
RPG,
can tether to.
An
No.
RPG needs that,
anything.
yes.
No, anything you do in life needs some form of connection and story for you to be invested. 100%. 100%. You need to be able to. Why do you personally connect with anything at all? Period. Like,
I
why?
don't think
Like,
story is that important all the time.
I-
It depends on the
how
type
do you
of game.
not, as an artist?
Because Overwatch
thing?
doesn't have that much story until recently.
It does. No, it
No,
does.
The game
though.
the game mechanics were excellent.
Even fucking booting up the game, Austin. Before you don't have to do anything. You need to download the game. You join a game. All of a sudden, you're in a match, and there are two random characters having interaction with each other through voice dialogue, alone. Boom, right there. That
Now-
little fucking 15-second interaction creates some form of connection between characters that tells a story, tells you what the relationships are, and gives you some tether for you to connect with a certain character. For you to be like, oh wow, Junkrat's like that. Like Junkrat has a personality. He has this attitude behind him. And the same goes for every other character on the roster. There is 100% chance that you will hear a dialogue between two characters at the start of a game where it grounds you where you're at and why you're doing what you're doing in the first place, and what kind of history those characters have with one another. Do they not?
In Overwatch, maybe, but a lot of games don't have that and didn't need to back in the day. It's what made
No,
Overwatch
they didn't,
bigger
but
than
now the
other
bar
games,
has been
for
set
sure.
so much higher. We're living in 2026. Like we've had 40 years of gaming come to a head where there's all these companies pumping out slop, and we've been grown into an industry that has had personal connections and
But
relationships.
you're talking
that
about
we've grown.
exponential growth. Things can't always grow, and that's the issue with fucking capitalism. Sometimes there's
I don't know.
there's peaks
I
that
don't
are
know,
hit.
man. I'm just saying.
Things aren't
like,
always exponentially better. Maybe from the same company, you could be
They
like, oh,
brought
this one's not
gaming
as
to
good as
real
the
life
last,
by
but-
adding Nintendo to Universal Studios. Like that's like it connects with people on a fundamental level where people are tattooing these shit on your body. Like
People have always done shit like that.
I'm just saying, like people. What would compel somebody to do that other than having a personal connection with the game that they love?
You can
Even
have
if
a
it's
personal
Ball
connection
Trail.
with you can have a personal connection with the story of this game. Because that game is personal to you. People
You
people
don't
have
get to that
Minesweeper.
point
What about
unless
Minesweeper, though? Dude, do you think Minesweeper has any fucking story? And people have
It doesn't-
Minesweeper tattoos.
It
It's
was
one
a
of the most
different time. It was a
Microsoft
different
Solitaire?
place where people. Yeah, I mean, I have a personal connection with. I don't even remember the name of the fucking game, but there was a fucking game on Windows 94 where you could be a skier and you're skiing, and if you don't score high enough, there's a fucking Yeti that comes out of nowhere and it eats you alive, and then that's it. You're just game over. But it's like a pinball game that you're just going down a slope and you're trying to earn as much points as possible, and that's how games were in the 90s. It's like, yeah, you're trying to beat the high score. That's what it is. That's what we're capable of. Now that they're capable of producing games that you can go to space, like make a spaceship work in a certain engine and stuff, like, yeah, the bar has been set higher, and certain things should be industry standard, like having a scoreboard, which is something Highguard did not have. How good am I doing? What do I need to change? What guns do I need? Like all that shit. Like Overwatch has all of that. Call of Duty has all of that. Fucking every first-person shooter has a scoreboard with a kill-death ratio where you're able to track how well you are doing. Highguard didn't have that on release.
Sure.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They still didn't have that when they closed down. Like
The
there's so
multiplayer
many
game, it definitely should have
reasons
its
why. I mean, the game looked great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's visually like awesome. However, there is not a single thing that could tether a player to wanting to keep investing their time in something that they can't track any stats. They don't know anything about the game, anything about the characters that they're playing, anything about the world. Why am I able to even fucking do what I'm doing? I'm shooting fucking flames out of my fist. I'm materializing a fucking grizzly bear for me to ride around the map. How is that possible? Like, give me a reason why I'm even here in the first place, and then I bet you anything at all. I would put all of the money that I have to my name right now on the fact that if they fucking, like, on the release of their game, on the announcement that night, if they would have dropped a video that said, you pull your power from this, Odin's asleep, and everyone collectively is drawing just a touch of power from this thing that is like here in this present in this world. It might go under another name, might do something. It's like, this is the thing where you're fighting to preserve this. And then like now Overwatch is doing the Overwatch versus Vanguard and stuff, and it's like, give me a reason why I'm opposing the other people. Even Counter-Strike doesn't have a fucking story. It's just allies versus terrorists. Okay, that's enough story in itself for me to determine why it is exactly I'm going after the people that I'm going after. Why am I shooting the person in front of me? In Ark, it makes perfect sense. You're competing over loot. That's it. That's the story. It's like, yeah, that makes sense given the context of the world that I'm in. However, when it comes to Highguard, it's like, here's all this flashy bullshit that is like grounded in Norse mythology somehow that has no anything. There's no anything at all. It's just like, why should I continue to play this game? Because it's flashy and fun? Great. How did that work out? It's like when there are so many goddamn options on the market right now, you're sinking millions and millions of dollars into this one product and just assuming that people are going to eat that slop. And I for one am one of those people who I spend my money on video games now very sparingly. And you know what? I'm a long-term gamer. I love this shit. I live for this shit. I can appreciate something good when I see it, and I don't think Highguard was that. I think it deserved all of the hate that it got. I think people spoke with their wallets, and I don't think that they were truly ready. And you know what? A lot of those devs have come out and said publicly that even after getting fired, getting canned from these jobs that they had felt like, can you imagine supporting a project for that long and having so much confidence that it's going to do well and then getting your funding cut and it pushed towards the end of release and then watching it all burn to the ground and then getting fired because it didn't do the way that you thought it would do? Like, no shit. Like, you had a story director not have anything to give in any type of interview where it comes to the story. There is none. There is nothing to tell. And they were paying this guy, I'm sure, a pretty salary to be the director of whatever. But at the end of the day, there's nothing to show of it. Nothing. All 40 of those videos that they released overnight are gameplay. There's nothing to add to what makes the world what it is. And I think that's why a lot of people didn't connect with it. They're just like, yeah, I mean, it's just a game that asks a lot of me, that has nothing to offer me at all other than me killing people. But even at the end of the match, I can't track how many people I killed other than me counting it out loud. And then at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything for you. It's not added to your account. It's not added to your history of stats. It's not there's literally nothing to show for all of the time you've invested into this world. So what's keeping you?
I mean, what about back in the day? A lot of
you got to put your
Nintendo
fucking
games.
name on the high scoreboard. That's what it was.
Not with a
That's
Nintendo Entertainment System. On the NES, it was just you at home. The only thing
Yeah.
that you got was the screen
As
that
it should
said
be,
you
you
beat
owned
it.
it.
And if you didn't
You
take a
owned it.
picture of it, then... But if you beat the game, all you got was an end screen. And if you didn't have a camera to take a picture of it, then you could tell
At
your
the
friends
end,
at
that was
school and they wouldn't believe you.
You know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, that was enough for you to go and brag to your friends at elementary school.
But your friends
the
wouldn't
next
believe
day.
you.
No, they would.
Mine didn't. No, mine
No,
didn't.
mine did. Absolutely. And if they didn't, I'd bring them over and I'd show them that I can beat that fucking shit, and we would spend an all-nighter doing it ourselves.
Dude, I couldn't beat. There's
and
lots
that created
of games I
some
couldn't
core
beat
memories
twice.
for me.
It's hard. Lots of that shit you get. It's like you gotta get lucky a little bit.
Not even. Super Mario 3 is pure skill, baby.
Maybe Mario 3, but I don't know. Even no, I feel like even in Mario 3, there's some shit.
Even
that you just have to get
Galaga.
lucky.
Let's go back to the 90s. You want to talk fucking
Sometimes
90s
you just have
games?
a good run. Sometimes you have a better run than other times.
No. I feel like a lot of those games are calculated. Anybody with enough time and mental energy can absolutely pick those games apart.
Yeah,
and know
enough time if
exactly
you
how they
got
run.
like fucking autistic amounts of time, bro. But I can put a lot of time
mean-
into a lot of games, and I can't
just
do
saying.
3 runs in a row just as perfectly as the first one. There's
Somebody
no way.
who put 800 hours on Galaga could probably do it, no issue whatsoever. Could go to a competition and make money off of that shit. I put 800 hours on Project Zomboid. I still, like...
Exactly.
I-
You still have issues.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm looking
anything
right
can
now.
happen.
On my Lucio, how much? I've played almost 400 hours of Lucio. Do I get stuck in a fucking corner sometimes and just busted?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But is that a skill issue or is that a luck issue?
I think it's luck.
It's nature and nurture. Like, you don't know. You can't say that confidently.
I'm pretty confident, yes. Sometimes
you
just
are.
get stuck in a fucking corner, bro. Sometimes shit happens.
No, I'm always drunk and high. Like, I don't think that way. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, shit happens. Was it luck or was it me just being fucked up? I don't know.
I mean, you're also never the same person fucking twice in a row. This isn't, you're talking about like it's fucking Major League Sports, which also sometimes there's a fucking amazing quarterback that's well known.
I'm just trying to
And
bring
sometimes it doesn't
context
do
to
as well.
you using old games as an example, because that's what it was.
Well,
Like,
you're saying that it's the
that's
same every time, and it's always a skill issue, and I don't think that sometimes shit happens.
Yeah,
You're
but old
just
games
you
were
okay,
very,
sure, it's part of you
You
physically.
cannot, again, apples to oranges. You can't compare Galaga to Overwatch. It's going to be a different experience every time. Galaga may have had that, but it's like, okay, even if there's 3 or 4 different, like, ways that the things can move from right to left and continue to shoot things at you, you would have enough time to determine what the timing is and all that shit. Like, if you dedicated that amount of time to a game, yeah,
Sure,
you
the
could
game
figure
is the
that
same
out.
every time, but you're talking about like autistic levels of putting that much time into a game.
I don't
And
think
that
so.
I
Am
feel like it's an
autistic?
unrealistic
Like,
it's an unrealistic amount of time that you're saying that you're perfect every single time. That's what you're saying, is that you are perfect every time because you've
I
learned.
think with some of the older games, it definitely becomes a game of muscle memory. There's not a whole lot to it. They're very basic. But what I'm saying
But you're
is,
not
like,
going to be perfect every time. And I feel like it's unreasonable to say that a person is unskilled if they aren't perfect at it every time if they've played it before.
I don't know that I ever made that a point.
You're saying that it's like, if you're saying it's a, so the concept of skill issue to me implies that if you can't do this perfectly every time, then you are unskilled or you are not skilled enough.
No, but I can still beat the game. Like, I can still lose and beat the game. It's not like.
But there's games that are hard to beat, and when you finally beat it, like if all the Elden Ring bosses, man, when it's like, yeah, I beat that boss. It's like, okay, let me see you do it again.
Yeah.
And it's like you're telling me that you could beat those fucking. I helped you with a bunch of those bosses. Are you saying that you're unskilled at the game? I feel like you were skilled enough to beat it, and certainly there were circumstances in which allowed you to be able to
given
beat it.
enough time, but I didn't want to invest the
But
time.
but you're saying that given enough time as if anybody's going to invest infinite amounts of time into one thing. Unless
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
like
but
a
there are
child
people
that has
do.
nothing else
Like,
going
those
on.
are the people that hate
But that's-
online. Like,
but
they're
you're
spending all their fucking time hating online.
But that's not a
like-
realistic bar.
No, it's not. That's my point.
That isn't your point. You're fighting on that side of the table, saying that that is realistic. Say that if you can't do it again, then you just must not be good enough.
I was just saying that, like, when we were young, if somebody didn't believe I could beat Mario 3 in a night, I would definitely be able to show them. And I did not ever have somebody discredit
Mario
me
3 is a
for doing certain things.
made game, but I played a lot of games that are fucking bullshit, man. And they just had random
have I.
shit, and when I was able to conquer it, it was glorious. But you can't prove
I
that you
still haven't
conquered that
beaten
by
the
doing
fucking
it every
arcade
time.
game on Stardew Valley.
I don't even know what that is.
Then you're a pleb.
I don't play it.
Conversation over.
Nah, man, I plant crops and I fuck up the mines.
That's it. I love you. I'm glad we can have conversations like this.
There's something that I feel like your friend Tyler cut me off because I wanted to have a conversation. I think it was about Battlefield 5, and he took it so personally, and then he never talked to me again. Wisniewski, I
Who?
mean.
Wisniewski?
Tyler, wasn't that his name? Tyler Wisniewski?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember Wisnes. I haven't talked to him in like 10 years.
I
but
loved
yeah.
playing
Or, I
Overwatch
think
with
it's her
him,
now.
with her. I loved playing Overwatch with them, and I feel like they got all up in arms because I felt like the Battlefield 5 trailer sucked, and they made it out to be like I was a misogynist. And I feel like I always fight on that side of the table.
He's always been a character.
I'm just saying that's an example of somebody that can't debate and understand that it's not debate. I don't know.
I agree. There's a lot of people like that out there. Those are all the people that are the vocal majority online.
I feel like you were defending the most vocal majority about Highguard.
I feel like the vocal majority had a reason to be that way. Like that there's
I think they
don't
were
know.
looking for a reason.
No, I don't. I don't think people are like going out of their way to hate on something just to hate on it for being a thing. That's not real. There are people that will voice their opinions one way or the other, but at the end of the day, I feel like if something's good, there's just nothing that can compete with the like people loving it for what it is. There's nothing. Like it's gonna be good. If you actually give a shit and provide content that people are going to enjoy, they are going to overwhelm all of the hate. That's my personal opinion. I feel like if something is really that bad, it should be hated out of existence because that should not be we're not looking, we as a community are not looking to set a precedent for what is and isn't okay. Or I mean, like, yes, we are. That's my argument, is like we need to collectively tell these people spending millions and millions of dollars producing something that they assume we're gonna love that we don't want that. We want stuff that's actually going to be good. And if it's not going to be good, I want to be able to tell them super vocally and super aggressively that no, this is not acceptable. And I think that that should be more commonplace in our society and in our, like, everything. Everything is fucking expensive. Groceries are expensive. Video games are retardedly expensive. I don't want to be overpaying for all this shit that I think is subpar. And I want people to tell them with their dollars and with their fucking online interaction that that's not okay. And that you can go fuck yourself.
My brother wasted too much of his life teaching you.
I agree.
I'm tired of eating slop.
Yes.
And I know a lot of other people are, and I think those opinions are valid.
Undeserving of his patience.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Cat was confused by why I sound so ranty. And I was just saying how I brought up Wisniewski because we were talking about how it's not a personal, emotional thing to be able to debate about things. But she was concerned.
No, we can feel strongly about what we love. And it's all coming from a good place between you and I. And
I feel like I'm somebody
was my
that could
argument.
be in the debate club. I like to, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't always. It depends. But about this, and with you, I'd like to be able to talk critically about things.
I was just
And it's not
saying,
an
like, at
emotional
the
thing.
end there, that I feel like I'm tired of eating slop, and I think a lot of other people are. And
I don't like that
I
term,
feel like
slop.
we should. I do.
feel like it's another
like
thing
it.
that I feel like somebody literally was throwing around quality slop as a term the other day. It's like, what movies do people watch just because they're really really well produced and
Slop
well
was
written
the
and stuff?
fucking dictionary's word of the year last year.
Yeah, and it's stupid.
Like they added that shit to the dictionary because it's gained
Slop
so
was already
much.
a word. What do you mean? They didn't add it to the dictionary. Slop was a word.
No, but they changed the definition of what it could mean. Like it's like that is the new terminology of what that word means. It's the same thing with the word faggot. Like it's like you change over time what something can interpret as.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
how language works. But I'm just saying that I'm saying that it's used as a weapon. That people just talk about anything that I don't
But
like
shit,
personally is
like,
slop.
honest to God, Austin, do you not agree that the world is just being fed slop on a daily basis of all kinds?
But I think that
there's
it's a
so
diminishing
much.
term. I think that there are things that you could say that this is a low quality product, and I think there's more
Everything
intelligent
is
ways.
just slop.
But people use that term to the people, anytime a term like that is so simple and so able to be applied to anything,
Yeah, like woke.
people use it about it. Anything I don't personally like is slop.
Yeah, everything's woke.
Yeah, man, World of Warcraft is fucking slop, bro. It's just time eating slop. It's a shit game. It's been dead since 2010. Why would anybody play World of Warcraft? It's just time eater slop, right? There's no content. Everything is put into the fucking engine of the cosmetics, and everything's just made to make the game make money. Why would anybody enjoy this slop? Is it not a little bit demeaning about something that you enjoy, as if everything that I say and everything that I believe is good or bad is gospel? Because anything I don't personally think is qualitative, in my personal opinion, is slop.
I don't know. I think you could say that about any one thing. It's just slop.
Exactly. You
is
could
one of
say it
those
about
two-
anything.
yeah.
That's my point.
No,
Slop
I
is a
agree.
thing people just throw around, and that's
But
why I
I
don't
think
like
it
the
was
term.
something that only became regular, like a term that was used more and more only when AI became one of the more.
Well,
like,
okay, AI slop
things.
gets a pass from me. That's
AI
you can
slop
use
is
it there.
what set the definition of the terminology. It's
Well,
like,
that's fine,
yeah,
because
we're just
AI
getting,
is
we're
slop.
just getting fed all of this bullshit all the time, so now it can be applied to other things, and I think that that's fair. Is like when something's bad, I don't think that it's a bad thing to be calling it slop.
I think
I
that,
think that's a
but
good term for it.
but sure, yes, but I'm saying when you have a term like that, the internet runs away with it, and it completely
The
loses
internet
all
can
meaning.
go fuck itself. I honestly do not give a shit about a
But that's
lot of
where
what
the
the
term's
internet
coming
has
from.
to say.
But you're
It's all
talking about
just-
the thing that's an internet
Yeah,
term.
but it's all just filtering through all of the bullshit to find whatever it is that connects with you, right? Like, you can sit in a fucking echo chamber of whatever you want to hear and have it be true. That the internet allows for that, like you were saying. However, if you want to go out of your way to like form your own opinions, take what is true and what you find and what people are telling you, and then form your own opinion around that. I don't.
But
think
you
there's
didn't
anything
play
wrong
high
with
ground.
that.
But you have such a strong opinion about it.
I'm just saying. There's proof in the pudding. It is. I
you
didn't,
didn't
have
taste
to
the
play it.
pudding.
I didn't even have the opportunity to play it.
You did have
because
the
it failed.
opportunity when it was out.
I did, but I did not at the same time. Like, it's not here anymore for me
chose
to
not
be
to.
able to make that call. So is it my fault that the game failed?
I think that it's the vocal people's fault that just wanted to hate on it so bad that it got pulled so quickly, and it didn't
If
have
it was
time to
that
maybe
bad
become
that
something
people
better.
went out of their way to hate
It
on
could-
it that much,
People
I really
just did that
feel
because
like
of the
it was
Game
not
Awards. It's nothing about the
No.
game itself. There was
I
nothing
don't
about
think it
the
was
game
about
itself.
You think the people that are watching?
I
the
think
Game
that it was a
Awards were the
lackluster
vocal
release,
people
but I think a
that-
lot of games come out really underbaked for sure.
So the Game Awards is like the defining factor on what is and isn't going to succeed.
It shouldn't be. That's dumb. That's internet fucking.
I don't even
Theory
watch
shit.
the Game Awards. I just was able to follow up on what was already said and done.
On what people were telling you to think and what they thought. On other people's
What?
opinions about a game that wasn't out yet.
I mean, nobody hated on it until it was playable.
No,
Until it was, like-
no. I had it in my feed all the time of everybody hating on it. Literally the day after the Game Awards, and up until its release, everybody was like, "I can't wait for Concord 2. Can't wait to see this fail."
Yeah,
Wow,
but you know what they're really saying? I feel like in that moment, it's prove
free,
me
dude.
wrong.
It was an underbaked game for sure.
Prove me wrong. Give me a reason to not shit on this game.
You could also have given it time to grow and become something. So many
It
projects
had
need
ti-
a little
I
bit
mean,
of time.
that was one of the things that I was saying earlier, like the devs complained about, was the game was pushed. It didn't have the time that it needed to be what it could have been, which it needed. and I can say
That's
that,
probably
like,
true for sure.
it's
I'd agree with that.
definitely like this, but what it is it's a pattern of the people in charge constantly looking at the dollar and just pushing
Yeah.
and pushing and pushing, and they're not giving everything the time to really be what it can be.
I'll
And you know
agree with
what? The
that.
same
I'll
was
agree with
true
that.
for Fallout New Vegas. 18 months.
Oh
They
yeah.
had to push that shit out. And you know what? That's one
Really?
of my
Was it
favorite
done in that
games of
time?
all time. That game was produced in 18 months.
Mhm.
And can you imagine what it could have been given more time?
Yeah. I mean,
I-
but that's the thing. Is just sometimes it comes together and sometimes it doesn't. Both of them were pushed out, and one was bad and one was pretty good. But also, it was. I mean, I know you didn't actually, because I had to convince you that Fallout was good. You were way into Elder Scrolls, and you're like, I don't know. I don't like guns, post-apocalypse.
that.
I don't. No, dude, I had to convince you to play Fallout because my introduction to Bethesda was Fallout, and your introduction was Elder Scrolls. And you're like, man, I
Yeah.
love it. And I'm like, dude, Fallout is literally just fucking Elder Scrolls with guns. You need to give it a chance. And you're like, looks boring to me. And I got
Well, I'm
you
glad I
into it,
did.
and then you fucking loved it. But that said, I'm saying that to say you were not there when New Vegas released. New Vegas was a fucking clusterfuck on release.
Oh, it was
I
a mess. As
I
far as
promise
I know.
you. I never finished my very first save of New Vegas. I couldn't finish because the game, when I got to the NCR quest at Hoover Dam, the president would never show
Crash
up.
your shit. Yeah,
No, it didn't crash. The president just never showed up. Never.
true.
I could wait for like days and days and days of in-game time. I tried just leaving the console on of real time. But if I left Hoover Dam after I started that quest, it would just be like I could literally walk down the road and still see the stage where Kimball's supposed to land and come in, and I could still see the stage empty. But if I backed out of down the road, it would be like, you left the location. Kimball died. He got assassinated. You failed the quest. And I never finished my very first thing. That game was a fucking mess. Cazadors would glitch through the ground and stab you from underneath the ground and literally just follow you everywhere and aggro you, and you would have to back up the save because you would just have an infinitely aggroed Cazador that could follow you, no clipping anywhere. I would get stuck in rocks. That game was a fucking shit show. And people did not love New Vegas when it came out, JP. People did not love it.
Oh, I
It
know.
it became loved over time. And for me, for a long time, it was always like, I was like, man, New Vegas ain't that bad. New Vegas
Yeah,
is
but
great. Fallout
again,
3 is
it was
better
a
for me,
different
but
landscape of gaming. Like there was an entirely different standard. It set the bar a little higher. It was like one of those games that retroactively affected gaming as a whole.
eh, I think you're overstating its impact. It's an
I
excellent
think
game, but
the
I don't think it had as big of an impact. If you were talking about like Halo 1, yeah. Combat Evolved, that's an impact on gaming. Mario 64, no, not even Mario 64. Let's say Ocarina of Time, that's an impact on gaming as a whole. I don't think New Vegas impacted gaming as a whole.
I think it did. As far as
Uh,
storytelling goes and stuff, setting the bar
RPGs
for
specifically.
RPGs, yeah,
It didn't set the
absolutely.
bar either, no. It influenced RPGs, though. I would say that it influenced specifically RPGs, which is a rather niche selection of games in general. A little bit more popular than it was back in the day, but still pretty niche compared to shooting games and multiplayer competitive games.
Yeah.
But New Vegas did not. It set the bar for you personally. Set the bar for me personally. But yeah, I don't know about the gaming scene as a whole.
I
It
do.
made an impact.
I feel like it really did.
I feel like it didn't make an impact until like 10 years later. 2020, people started really looking back on New Vegas and being like, damn, dude, fucking New Vegas, bro. That shit rocked. It started getting the credit that it was due. But it's literally like Van Gogh, man. Van Gogh wasn't fucking. He died without a penny in his damn pocket, and then
Yeah.
he became crazy influential in the art world. But not until after. And I feel like a lot of video
Yeah.
games go that way. New Vegas being one of them. It was received well enough. It was good. It was great, even. But it was niche. And then RPGs became more popular. More people got into Fallout. And more people got into Fallout because of things that Fallout 4 did that maybe older fans of Bethesda might not agree with. And including me, dialogue fucking sucked dick. But they streamline it to get more people into it. They make a TV show to get more people into it. More people into it go back and be like, play all the games and be like, man, New Vegas really stands out. But people didn't say that when it came out, I promise you.
No, I know.
It's sometimes things take time to kind of get shown.
Honest to
for
God,
their
though, like at
full
the end of the
worth.
day, like all things that we've been like talking and arguing about, I do not feel like Highguard would have been the game that I would have wanted to see come to fruition.
Yeah, maybe
To
not
see
you,
have
but
its
I'm sure
time in the
somebody
light
might have.
and stuff. I do feel like a lot of the opinions and the attitude towards that game was deserved, and I don't think that it should have been given the extra time that it needed to come to anything, because I don't think it would have come to anything.
Whether or
I
not
don't
it's
think-
deserved, in your opinion, do you not think that like the way the internet thinks is that they don't throw that same hate at like 20
I
things that
do
aren't
not-
deserved every single day?
I don't think the internet collectively is just an echo chamber.
I mean, gaming on the internet is an echo chamber, though.
I don't think
Reddit,
so.
Reddit gaming communities
There's
are an
tons
echo
of
chamber,
conversation happening about everything all the time.
but it's
People
always,
disagreeing and agreeing about this and that all the time. There's no.
but the popular opinions are pushed up, and it becomes
Yeah, but that
all
doesn't
just
mean
about
everybody
that.
agrees with them.
But it all just
It means
becomes
it gets
about that.
traction. Everybody loves conversation and loves
People
to
love
argue about shit.
negativity. People love negativity.
People that are passionate about certain things want to talk about it, whether it's bad or good. And there are people arguing against all of the hate as well. So I don't. When
But the hate sticks in your mind before the good does. I guarantee
know
you
about
people
that.
said good things about Highguard too, but you don't remember any of that.
there's nothing good to say about Highguard.
According to you.
Say
You
a
don't
good
like
thing
Game
about
Grumps
Highguard.
either. You hate Game
I
Grumps,
do
and
not
I have
hate
1,000.
Game Grumps.
You don't like
I-
them. You called them
that
immature and stuff
doesn't
like
matter.
that, and that's fine to
I
me
can-
too. I don't
I can
care.
choose to not like
Everybody has
feel
their
a
own.
certain type of way about something and still not hate it.
That's what I'm saying, and it's fine to. But the thing is, the internet loves to hate, and I'm saying
Yeah,
that
but that's not the sole reason why something failed.
there's
There's a
definitely the
reason
that this one
other
did.
than a fucking person saying something behind a computer.
It's the reason that this one's failed so quickly, at least so quickly.
I
Like
don't believe
Paladin.
that.
Do you remember the game Paladins?
Yeah.
Paladins failed.
Yeah, but it lasted way longer.
Yeah, and it was highly rated by many people, but it failed
Yeah, but
for
it
all of the
actually
same
had
reasons.
a
It didn't
lot of-
have. No, it had no story. Paladins was all about the gameplay. They were all following the gameplay, trying to make it like the next Overwatch. They were trying to make it like Overwatch. It was a champions-based MOBA fighting game that came out like the year after Overwatch, and it was trying to ride that wave. And it did, and it had some time to grow, and I feel like it did a lot of. Well, I didn't play it a lot, but I played a little bit, and I feel like people were less inclined to hate on things 10 years ago so vehemently, so quickly. Everybody just loves that bandwagon. People just love an excuse to shit on something, man. That's how I feel. I feel like
Maybe it's
especially Reddit. Well, I should say Reddit and like Twitter, in particularly, but YouTube too. Like even Game Grumps, who I listen to a lot, talk about like how they don't even read. They haven't read comments for years, and there's so many positive comments, man. But those negative comments stick in your mind way more than the positive ones. You could
I'm
get
not disagreeing with
you
that.
could get 50 positive comments and that one that
Yeah,
tells
that
you to
one will
die in a
ruin your
barn
day.
fire. And that's exactly how it is with shit about Highguard and all of that. About anything. Everybody just everybody's you can't help but think more about
Then
the
give me
negative.
a reason to get, Game Grumps, I'm sure, gives you a reason to say something good about it. Give the community a reason to say something good about what it is that you're trying to produce. It doesn't matter.
The aesthetic was
whether-
really cool by the looks of what I saw of Highguard without playing it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it looked gorgeous. That's the bare minimum. Like, that is, like, literally expected. Make it look good. Because if it doesn't look good, you've already lost everybody. Okay, now what's the next step? What is the next thing that you need to keep people grounded and returning on what it is that you're trying to provide? Fortnite has a fucking story. Like, that's not a game that has an active story that you're participating in other aside from quests and stuff, but they have a narrative. There's a timeline that you can follow. There's a reason why the island exists. The bus driver has a name. Like, it's just like shit like that. It keeps you like when you come back, you want to say hi to somebody. You want, like, fucking every other game has something like that. Even Deep Rock Galactic has a robot bartender that pours you beers, and you
I feel
tip him.
I feel like you confuse the word story with personality. I feel like Fortnite has story. I feel like Deep Rock doesn't really have story, but it has loads of personality.
I disagree. I feel like, honestly, the two can be interchangeable in that medium. It's just adding personality to a
interchangeable,
game
they're different
provides
words for
a
a
form of story. It definitely does.
You're talking about backdrop, lore, setting is really
Yes.
what you mean. But that's it's
But
not
all of that
story.
shit gives you a
Story's
reason
a
to be
narrative. Story's a narrative that means that there's like progression and a place that we're going, places that we've been. I don't think that that's the case for Deep Rock.
there. Story's
I
a
feel
bare
like-
minimum. You have the administrator in Deep Rock be like, you gotta mine this much to make the quota. You gotta, like, that's the reason we're here.
that's
That
setting.
was non-existent in Highguard. It's like, go fight the guys. Why am I
How
breaking
do
the
you
shield
know?
on this tower and going to destroy the thing? Because I've seen all the material. I've seen every single thing that game had to offer, and I chose not to download it because I was like, there's nothing here for me.
Dude, do you like
There's
Brussels
nothing-
sprouts? It's because
Yeah,
you tried
absolutely.
Brussels sprouts, right? Did you play Highguard? Or did you watch a review about Brussels sprouts?
Honestly,
Because that's gonna always
honestly,
be colored by the person that's reviewing it, is it not?
I could have played it and still thought it was shit.
Yeah. But I feel like you'd have a stronger argument then.
Probably. But now I don't even have the opportunity, and I'm not gonna blame
Because
the-
people were
the
so
hate.
negative about it.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna use that as the solution as to why I can't go back and play that game. The reason I
I-
can't play that game is because the game was doomed to fail. Because it got pushed out by people who know nothing about video games and wanted to see that dollar go up. That is what I do not wish to support, and that is why the community was so vocal and so hateful about this shit, because they don't want to continue to see this bullshit get produced and pushed directly into the market for us to hate. I don't want that.
Me either. But I mean,
So
I
let's
feel
tell
like
them,
people are gonna
like,
hate
as a
good things.
community, let's tell them that's not okay. You can't be doing shit like that, because that's not something we're willing to accept anymore, because the bar has been set higher. The bar is like, give me a fucking scoreboard in a first person shooter. Let me know what my stats are. That is a day one bare minimum thing that should have been added to the game.
I
Didn't
agree
have
with
it
that.
the whole time.
I feel like there's a lot of games that have had things. that should have
5v5.
been- or
You're
have
gonna
been
make the
lacking
maps
something
big as
very
Fortnite.
low.
Oh, there's so much to see and nothing to do. Then they made it 5v5 towards the end. It should have been a 5v5. Should have been a 10v10. Should have been any fucking other than a 3v3 on a map the size that it was. It was just like, that is something very fucking fundamental and simple that you could fix on release. You could have been like, listen, we had a bunch of people, like, maybe next time when you're going to preview a game, you don't hire a bunch of yes men streamers to come and say, oh yeah, it's great. Like, yeah, of course it's great. You're filling them up with drinks and food and hundreds of thousands of dollars to put these people up to live a lavish experience, to just say, like, what do you think they're gonna fucking say? Oh yeah, I don't know, it sucks, like this could use some work. No, they're all there paid to say yes. So was that a good choice for them to make? I don't know. I'm not a fucking marketer.
I mean,
not
everybody
somebody...
else hires those same yes men.
No, but I
hate that
did
whole
go to
scene.
school for this shit, and I know that social media plays a huge part in a lot of what makes today what we do on a day-to-day. And for you to have zero content from start to like 2 weeks after the announcement, that's a problem. That is a big fucking problem for your engagement and for people to become invested. All people have is to hate on it because they're like, what is it? People hate things that confuse them. They're scared. They're like, I don't have any background or any knowledge on what this thing is. You think if an alien touched down tomorrow, we wouldn't just shoot it in the face? Even if it was like, yeah, this is what I am. I'm not going to tell you where I'm from or what I do, but this is who I am. You think we wouldn't shoot that thing in the fucking face?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not listening. My whole point has been I'm not listening about all these stupid people. Of course, we'd shoot everything in the face.
I know. I'm just, again, we can agree to disagree, but I, honest to God, don't think it was just because of all the hate. I think the hate was
I didn't say
merited.
that it was just because of it. I feel like but the way that it was closed in like whatever 2 weeks after release, I think that was because of the hate. 100%. Even if it was bad, it could have had like there's so many games that have had a little bit more time to some come back and most don't, because maybe most didn't deserve to.
It just
But
wasn't the
some-
right time.
but
The
some could've.
devs made a bad decision to push it out early, thinking that it was going to be the next big thing, and the community said no. And I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Even having not touched the game. There was nothing in me that told me, hey, I should play this game. There was nothing about that game that made me look at it and be like, maybe I should give it a try. And that was a problem to begin with. Was it not? Like as me as an average player being like, I mean, yeah, it's just not. I don't really feel any drive to play even for free. I'm not gonna fucking download this game because what? It's gonna be like 100 gigs, and then I'm gonna try it, and I'm not gonna like. I'm not seeing good things about it. The only reason I ever even looked at Arc Raiders was because it was getting so much good fucking press and stuff. Like it was like one of those random games that came out and then all of a sudden blew up, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing more and more of this, and it looks good. I'm gonna check it out, and then I did, and I don't regret it. And I'm not saying that the internet gets to decide a lot of what I decide for myself, but it helped. It helped me make more informed decisions as a consumer for me to make that decision for myself.
Sure.
So, looking online, seeing all the hate, seeing that may have been merited, seeing a lot of good conversation around why it is or isn't good or like acceptable as a product, then yeah, I can make an informed decision as a consumer to say like, yeah, I don't even have to download it because I know that I know what to expect. I don't even have to waste my time because I've seen what it has to offer and I'm not impressed.
Fair enough. I think I'm probably gonna turn off critical thinking brain though, because it's already 11:30. I didn't even realize how late it was.
Is it really? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I got work in the morning. But I do want to keep gaming, but I don't want to think real hard.
I don't have to go to work, but I do have to wake up and do Thomas. Should be fine. Yeah, I turned off my critical brain a minute ago and I just started putting on Dead Space. And honestly, there's like a little puzzle that I'm stuck on right now. I don't know how to get the thing that I need for the thing. I gotta go through this door and I don't have a power thing to do the thing. I'm very much like, I'm getting tired already. Might go back to WoW or something, just shut it all down.
Yeah, I might play some Pokemon or something.
Yeah, good call.
Even that, I was getting annoyed the other night that I couldn't figure out where I was supposed to go. But I figured it out last night, and I was like, oh, thank God. Because it's my chill game, and I don't want to think, so when I can't figure out where I'm supposed to go, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, that's one of those things about Pokemon is like sometimes it definitely is like, all right, now you're off to the next thing, and then if you have a period of time where you don't play, and then you come back and you're like, where was I? I don't fucking.
Well, I realized, well, after Googling it and it being like, oh, you need to go to Celeste, I like did the thing where I went and I did the contest hall, and I did the contest hall, and then the gym leader still wasn't there, and I was like, why isn't the gym leader there? And it's like, oh, you need to go help her grandma in Celeste City or whatever, and I
How
can't
the
figure out how to
fuck?
get to fucking Celeste City, and then I realized that the game itself, um, with the remake, has a thing that tells you on the map what your current goal is, and I was supposed
Oh,
to go
that's
to a different
nice.
city, and I was like, oh. Okay, well, I guess
Perfect.
the internet misinformed me. I went to the wrong place.